In need of some entertainment? Allow this episode to give you a helping hand. A friendly nurse settles the nerves of Declan as he takes a tour of the surgical admissions lounge. Ellie gets into gear when she checks out an ambulance. And sometimes a book can help guide you, so we talk to the authors who have written these inspiring stories.
Hey, I'm Tiana and I'd like to give a big shout out to all the helping hands who helped me get ready for this video. I'm your host for today and this whole episode is dedicated to the helping hands. This isn't just to literal helping hands but to all helping hands that offer help. Today's first story is about someone in the hospital who loves to give a helping hand when needed.
Hi, I'm Ali. You've heard of Top Gear? Well, this is my own show checking out the sickest rides in the hospital. Welcome to Maximum Gear. Today we are checking out this 319 Mercedes Sprinter, also known as a Queensland Ambulance Service Ride. And riding shotgun is Queensland Ambulance Service Officer in Charge, Peter. Peter, what does a paramedic do?
Paramedics attend to patients all over Queensland and we attend to people who are sick or injured or ill or just need our services every day.
How many people do you help each day?
Each day, well, depending on the ambulance and whereabouts the ambulance is, we can help anywhere from 1 patient to 15 patients.
How do you become a paramedic?
I became a paramedic by applying through what's called a recruitment service and doing our studies whilst working for the QAS. So I did a diploma and basically you can apply through that way.
What do you do when there's no emergency to respond to?
Well, we have lots of education that we need to get through to make sure that we maintain our skills, and we attend to things like awareness and people in the community so that we can teach them how to respond before we get there.
What do you love about being a paramedic?
I love that we get to see different people every day. We get to help people in their time of need, and we also get to support those in their community to help them be their best before we can get to a job.
What's one thing that you'd like everyone to know?
About being a paramedic? That we're safe, that you can call us and we're not scary, you're not going to get into trouble, nothing like that's ever going to happen. We're just going to turn up and do what you ask us to do. So we're going to be there for you.
Let's get a better look at this beast and some of the cool high-tech medical stuff.
Hey Ellie, do you want to come give me a hand?
Sure.
All right, we're going to press this button and we're going to pull that stretcher out. Oh, doesn't want to work. There you go. Had to use your muscles. So look how far it comes out. All right, now you're in charge of the green lights. Can you see any green lights?
Yeah.
They're green lights. All right, now you got to hit that button.
This one?
That's it. Oh, hit the other one. There you go. Keep going. Keep going. Perfect. Come and take a seat. Look at that. You done this before?
No.
Pretty comfortable? Nice pillow? So this is inside. What do you reckon?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, lots to look at, huh? Mm-hmm. So over here, these are all for things for respiratory, so our oxygen masks and our bag valve masks. Over up behind you is all for our trauma. So we've got collars for our neck, for people who have had accidents, and we've got bandages, we've got combine, so that helps people when they're bleeding. You seen one of these before?
Yeah.
Yeah? So that's our monitor, so this monitors your heart.
Does it sometimes get squishy in here?
Certainly does get squishy in here. When we have really sick patients, we often have to squeeze 2, 3, maybe 4 people in here to do some work on them. So sometimes it does get really squishy.
Because driver, passenger, people live.
People everywhere. So we're really good friends. Nothing that we do hurts. So if we put something on your finger, it doesn't hurt. Or if we check your blood pressure, it doesn't hurt. So it's all about making sure that you're safe and you feel comfortable, okay, and that we're safe. So that's the inside of the ambulance. Now around the outside. Do you remember where the lights are?
Up the
Up the top, and where are the sirens? Down the bottom. So we have red and blue lights on the top and red and blue lights on the back. And we also have headlights that flash, and we also have a siren that's really loud. Have you heard our siren before?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty loud, huh? So when we hit the horn, the siren changes. So when we go through a set of lights, we change the horn so that the sirens will disperse through the intersection better.
While Lamborghinis and Porsches might be cool, these sweet wheels is what Maximum Gear is all about. An awesome ride that can save lives. I'm Ali, bye!
And now let's take some time out to get to know more about your Juice TV host. Not only does she love putting together this awesome episode, she loves gaming and building awesome creations in her favourite game, Minecraft. Give it up for 13-year-old Tiana!
My favourite sport is netball, and I prefer to play wing and centre because you get to run around and defend the ball. Plus, I just simply can't shoot. It's plain and simple, I can't shoot. My favourite movie is Moana because lots of girl power and the music is really good. I really like it. Literally, my favourite word is literally because I literally use it all the time, like literally. My most embarrassing moment is really impressive because you will see most people tripping down the stairs, but I managed to trip up the stairs. My biggest achievement would be getting an A- on my science test in year 7. I think it was on either physics or biology. Don't quote me on that. If I could have anyone come to my party, it would definitely be the YouTuber Logan Paul because he does awesome stuff and he vlogs every day, so I never really get bored. If I could time travel to any place, it would definitely be the Jurassic Age because, like, there's dinosaurs and they're awesome. Duh. My favourite song would be Back to You by Lewis Tomlinson because it has a really great tune and I just love it. My best party trick, I think a lot of people can do, but I can't really do anything else. Sometimes it's not just people who can get you through hard times, it can also be just a good book or a movie. I definitely recommend the book Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and plus the whole Harry Potter series, because it's just a place to escape to, and it's really engaging. It's time to move on to the next chapter of the episode where we have an author and a son who use helping hands to write books.
Hello, my name is Sky. If I was to write a book, I would write about tigers. I think that tigers are beautiful and deserve to be protected. Now all I have to do is turn my idea into a book. The only problem is I don't know how. Someone who does know is one of the awesome authors that is visiting the hospital. They're here for a celebration of literature. This celebration usually takes place at Somerset College. but we're lucky enough to have some of the talent joining us today. This is Marion. She is a writer. Do you want to tell us about your work?
I'm actually a songwriter, so I'm not like a kind of straight writer, but I've written this little book, which does have a CD in it, you see, with music. It's the stories of 12 women, Australian women, from our history, and it's got like the lyrics and the story, and it's fully illustrated as well. So I have done a book.
Oh, that sounds very lovely.
Oh, thank you. I'm hoping people will enjoy it.
So why did you write about these women?
They all really interested me. I've always been interested in history, and these women I found very inspiring for different reasons. One of them is that they never gave up. No matter what came at them in their lives, they kept going and they kept trying to do right, really, at the end of the day.
So when you were a kid, was history like your favourite subject?
Actually, it was. And you know, I have 4 children and none of them like history. And I think that's partly why I wrote this, because history is really interesting.
And you're just trying to get the message a little more clear out to the world.
I guess that's right. You put that very well.
Would you have a favourite song or story parts in that book or music?
Oh, well, that's quite difficult because I kind of started with one and then it snowballed and I kept discovering about more women that I wrote about. But the song that I'm going to perform a song shortly, and
Okay.
And that one I thought was really interesting. It's about Australia's first female tram driver.
Ah, so that sounds very interesting.
Yes.
So would you know anything about how she became the first woman that did it?
Well, during World War II, she sort of answered the call for women to come into the city of Melbourne, because she is from Victoria, and take on some of the jobs that were traditionally done by men. And she became a tram conductress. So she was just taking the tickets. But after the war, when they didn't have all their drivers, I guess, come back, she was asked to train as a tram driver. And she said yes, because she loved it. But then the union said, no, we can't have any women as tram drivers. She can be a conductress, but we won't have them. And they went on strike, saying no women. So she said, okay, and she went back and she didn't drive her tram, she was a conductress. And it took about another 26 years until they tried to train her again. And again, the union said no, but then there was a great big meeting at the town hall where all the tram drivers came and they voted overwhelmingly for women to be allowed to drive the trams. And this was 28 years after they'd first tried to train her. So like she just kept going. She never gave up her dream to actually be a tram driver. Her conductress cap was 4074, and I ended up calling the song Cap 4074 because I felt that she kept on putting her cap and going back to work as a conductress until finally she became the driver.
So you played on one of your mum's songs?
Yeah, Terra Nora.
So what kind of music are you into since you play?
Well, mainly I'm into like metal, of several, like progressive metal generally, like Dream Theater and stuff like that. But I've adapted a lot to what my mum does, which is like folk. So it's, I've had to change quite a bit, but it's still keeping some of the strong roots of like, progressive metal.
So Elvis, I hear that you have some sort of connection to this hospital?
Yeah, well, last year in Springbrook State School, which is like 30 kids or something, we entered a competition called like a Kidpreneur. And it's where you have to start a business and then like get all the profits from it and then give it to a certain organisation or something afterwards if you do a good job, or if you make any money. A lot of people just lost money. There's about 20 people who did very well, like good ideas and made a lot of profit. And they got to go to Melbourne, which we were part of, which was really cool, because we made these rock in a boxes, because that's pretty much what they are. And it's rocks with like quotes from different artists. Like this is the Axl Rose one. from Guns N' Roses, yeah? It's literally just a rock with a quote on it.
After the war, we're talking 1956. Joyce was told to report for driver training, but the union said no, you are banned, and that's the go. So Joyce went back and she put on her cap and she wore cap 4074. A tram conductress during the war.
This is Lance. He's an illustrator. What does his work involve?
My work involves photographing real-world objects. So I go to science labs, hospitals, mechanics, museums and around the house, photograph them, cut them out and literally use Photoshop to compile them piece by piece into making animals that are robotic in nature.
How does he come up with what the characters will look like?
The characters are based on real animals, so I start with a skeleton, so I'll find a public domain image of a skeleton of the animal I'm doing, and then I use the pieces that I photograph and cut out to individually put together the animal based on the actual real animal.
And what are some of his favourite characters?
The sharks and pretty much everything. I have a favourite. There's 7 books finished at the moment, so I think I have a favourite from each book. But I think at the moment that my penguin is my absolute favourite. Advice I'd give to people wanting to start either being an author or an illustrator is to read and go to galleries, get inspiration from other people, and learn. Don't stop learning. Just learn everything and everything.
I've got to get right into my book about tigers. I'm Sky. Bye.
We want you to be a part of Juice TV. We're always on the lookout for hosts, interviewers, behind-the-scenes helpers and mini-producers. You can be any age, you don't have to have any experience. How much easier could it be? To find out the next time we're filming at the hospital, just head to our website, juicedtv.com.au or our Facebook page. For loads of fun to break up your stay in hospital, join the Juice crew. Send us an email at hello@juicetv.com.au or speak to any of the volunteers wearing green shirts throughout the hospital and let them know you want to be involved in the one and only Juice TV.
As our Helping Hands episode rolls on, at the start of the show, we saw Helping Hands, but this really doesn't look good because that's a villainous hand. That's the complete opposite. You can tell it's evil by its evil mustache, and there's only one way to get rid of it. By a thumb war. 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a thumb war. Evil Hand, I have one thing to say to you. Bye! Now that that's taken care of, let's go meet a nicer set of hands from around the hospital.
Hello, my name is Declan. I'm on Juice TV and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I have CF, which is a rare condition. CF is a rare disease that people can get. You're only born with it. It's not passed down for different generations. CF is very painful for many CF people. You gotta take a lot of medication. I take 50 tablets a day, which helps me digest food and it will help me eat a little bit better. I come into hospital in 6 to 8 weeks for a port flush and a checkup. Today, I'm in for a tune-up for 2 weeks. This is my first time hosting on Juice TV. I feel a little bit nervous on what's going to happen today. This is what it could be like for anyone. making their way up to the surgical admission lounge for the first time.
Hi, how are you? Can I help you?
I'm here with the Juice TV interview.
Oh, great. Come in, take a seat, sweetheart.
This is Amber. She is a surgical admission lounge nurse. Just quietly meeting her, I instantly feel relief. Where are we exactly?
Well, you are in holding bay right now, which is right next to the surgical admission lounge. So this is the last little spot you come to before you go into theatre. And my role is to make sure that you're safe and ready to go into theatre.
What can the patients expect from here?
Well, when you come into theatre, you'll come either in the morning or the afternoon, and the nurses will have a chat to you and they will admit you, and then you'll come into us and we're the last little spot you come to before you go into theatre. So I've got to ask you a whole nother lot of questions and make sure that you're dressed appropriately to go into theatre.
Okay, I just have one question. Being tired, would that be helpful going into theatre?
Oh, absolutely. Well, you're kind of doing the anaesthetist out of a bit of a job. If you're a little bit tired, you're already ready to go into theatre. So that's a really good thing. And you know what? You've probably been fasting and haven't had anything to drink or eat, so it kind of does make you a bit tired. So we kind of expect that, but it's always welcome if you're tired. We're happy with that.
Could you take us through, see what we do?
Absolutely. So we go through a whole lot of questions. It's what probably your parents' favourite subject to talk about is you. So they get to answer all these questions for me. And that's pretty much it. We just make sure you're in the right outfit and that you're happy as well. We've got lots of things to play with, like iPads and books and movies and things on as well, just to sort of make you feel comfortable before going in. Because it does seem like a really scary place, but it's not. And it's so colourful and lovely, and we're all here to help you and make sure that you're okay and you get the surgery that you need.
Could you take us on a tour?
Yeah, if you want to go on a tour, you can come to my world. Let's do that. So let's go to the front of theatre first.
Okay.
So that's just here on our left.
Okay.
We get to come through, and over here is our big famous wall, our big family tree on the wall, so you can see all our different workers there. Alrighty, and so through here is all the different theatres that are coming along here. So depends on what surgery you're having, depends on what theatre you go into.
Okay.
But basically everything is the same. There's nothing that's going to be more scary or different in any room. So we're just going to go to our left here.
Yeah. Have you wanted to do surgery on someone before?
Have I what, sorry, Nelly?
Have you ever done surgery on someone before?
Oh, yeah, that's my job. So usually I'm like what you've got on, Nelly, and I've usually got a mask on, and you usually can't tell who I am. And yeah, I do things like I pass the instruments to the doctors and things while they're doing surgery and make sure that everything's sterile. So if we go down this way, this is another side of our theatre. So you can see there's 14 theatres and there's a lot of them all piled up next to each other. And then if we keep going past these doors down here, we go into recovery. So this is sort of exactly what will happen if you're having surgery and you're on your bed and you're flowing through. So this is just the exact way that you would come.
This is very exciting.
It's like exactly like the movies. It's no different.
Just a little bit different.
It is. It is. And then if we go down into here, it's recovery. This way, darling. So this is recovery. So this is the patient journey that we call it. You get to come and through here, and this is what recovery looks like.
Wow.
So this is the end. So you're just being on a really, really quick journey of what you're going to happen when you come to theatre.
Yeah, how long does it take for one person to have surgery?
Depends on what they're having. It can be a really short time or a really long time, but if you're asleep, it actually feels like a really short time.
Like surgery, like getting a cast on your arm?
Yeah, things like that. That could take 30 minutes, depending on what they're going to do. But yeah, it feels the exact same length of time if you've been asleep. So
okay. Just like that.
Just like that. There we go. This is theatre. This is number 14, and could potentially be one of the theatres that you come into. And as you can see, it's not scary, it's lovely and bright, and there's lots of lights and everything has a use and a need in here. So usually there's lots of busy stuff happening and nurses scurrying around and doing their own thing. So, but this is it quiet without anyone in it.
What's this?
That is a very interesting question. This is a pineapple It's what we put your head on, so it's nice and soft because we care about you while you're asleep. So this is a nice little soft head ring that we pop on you.
Okay. Isn't there like a mask that people wear?
Yeah, absolutely. This room isn't set up like it would be, but it's the bare bones, and this is all the cords and things you would have. So your mask would come along with that.
Could you tell me what the mask can do to you?
Absolutely. So what it does, it delivers oxygen to you. So they'll pop it on, and they'll also pop some gases through there, some anaesthetic gases. But they are really cool here because they're flavoured, so it kind of smells and tastes like strawberries and raspberries is what we have at the moment.
What type of tips can you give me?
Well, especially for theatre, it's definitely being fasted. So make sure to listen to what the nurses and doctors tell you about getting ready for theatre and when you're not allowed to eat and drink anymore. Also not wearing any metal. You haven't got any necklaces or jewellery on in there? No? Well, that's good. So we just take all that off you. It's really safe to come to theatre without metal on. So what you're wearing is perfect, lovely and comfy clothing, and I'm loving your shirt right now too.
Do you have any messages for any patients coming in today?
Absolutely, and it's not to be scared. We might look a little bit scary and a bit crazy, but it's not. It's nothing to worry about. We're here to look after you.
I was nervous at the beginning, but talking to Amber to tell me what's going to happen and what it's going to do, I feel relieved to do it again. That's why the surgical admission nurses are there. I've been into surgery about 6 to 8 times. I've had multiple, but it is a little bit fun. Here are my tips for what you should do. The first tip is to fast. The second tip is to not be hungry, because if you're hungry, you just feel like not doing it. The third tip is to be quite a little bit tired. That way you'll fall asleep a little bit easier. And the fourth tip is when you wake up, you always think what you're going to do next. Thank you for watching. This is Juice TV. My name is Declan. See you next time.
Now, we've seen all these amazing helping hands, but I'm sorry it's time to go. So there's one last thing for these awesome helping hands to do. I'm Tiana, and this is me signing off. Bye! Hey, I'm Tiana, and I'd just like to give a big shout out to all those helping hands who got...
Well, this is my own show.
Today's first story is about, someone.
Today we are checking out this Mercedes 319.
My biggest achievement... Stop that laugh.
Well, I'm cautious. Well, Lamborghini.
Sometimes it's not just people who can get through. Sometimes it's not just people.
This one doesn't even matter. Take as many as you like.
Only can she perform on camera.
She's also the art department. That is a villainous looking man.
Remember guys, it's so easy to be a part of Juice TV. Whether you want to be a host, help us out behind the scenes with filming, or decide what goes into each episode. Let us know you want to be involved by sending an email to hello@juicetv.com.au or speak to one of the friendly volunteers throughout the hospital in the green shirts. Also head to our website and Facebook page for all the updates about what we're filming at the hospital.